Hello, welcome back. I'm back with my best actor top 10. Um, this is a fun list for me. I've definitely moved things around a lot. I think it's the kind of list that's gonna upset people because because there's some names not on it. I don't know. Nobody's really commented on any of my top 10 lists. Everybody just seems to be like, all right. I mean, I get views. Nobody's ever like, where is so and so? Why? Or why is so and so ranked so low? Maybe they like the fact that I've got names on my list that are off the beaten path that most people aren't talking about. I don't know, but I'm really happy to be talking about these performances because these are my 10 favorite performances. A couple of notes, little notes. I have seen 4 of the 5 nominated performances. I've not seen Living. I'm not paying that much money to rent that film. I do not get screeners. It does not have an audio description. If it was a normal price leading into the Oscars, I would have, because that's what I did with To Leslie. To Leslie was a reasonable price, but I'm not spending $20 to rent Living. Fuck you. Send me a screener. Especially because it doesn't even have audio description. It's like what am I doing? I'm not giving you $20 if you can't provide me with accessibility. So no, sorry. I hope Bill Nye loses. Living loses. Films without audio description, I just in general do not root for them to win things. Um, but I couldn't. I can't put them on the list. I haven't seen the film. Um, Paul Mescal just barely missed this list, by the way. Just like, I mean, like, to the point where he was like the last person that got bumped down. He was like, literally, so he's like 11th. So I guess honorable mention Paul Mescal for After Sun. Sorry he didn't make the list. I dropped Austin Butler a long time ago. I was not that blown away by his performance with Elvis. Um, and yeah, uh, I don't know. I think there are a lot of Elvis impersonators out there, so I don't know. It just didn't blow me away. That film didn't blow me away either, so it's not really in anywhere in any of my lists. So with that said, what is in my top 10? All right, this is gonna be fun. Last year, by the way, my winner for Best Actor, the one that I picked was Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog. A film I didn't even like. I gave it a C minus, but I thought he was terrific. So you can be in a movie I don't like, but if you're good, you're great, and you're worth it, and you'll get up on my list. So it doesn't really matter. Number 10 is Gabriel LaBelle for The Fablemans. Um, this came actually out of me rewatching the film for a second time. I realized how good he actually is. I think I kind of wrote him off as being young and inexperienced. And the second time through, I really appreciated his performance a lot more. And that's what I'm talking about when I said Paul Mescal got dropped off. Because I decided at the last minute to include Gabriel LaBelle. That meant Paul Mescal, who was my number 10. Suddenly didn't make the list. So, this was like within like the last couple days that Gabriel LaBelle, I shifted him onto my list. I just really, the second time through on The Fablemans, I was like, he's really good. I hope we get to see a lot more from him in the future. So, welcome to the list, Gabriel. Number 9 is Daryl McCormack for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. I think he is really underrated in the film. I think Emma Thompson has the showy performance, and his performance is just calm, cool, collected. But he does such a good job at it. And the minute the tables turn on him, his performance just it gets so much richer. As soon as his privacy has been violated, it's like the switch is off, and he's just like, I gotta get out of here, you know. Um, there's so many times where you can you can sort of see the pain in his eyes and stuff, and it's just a great performance. So I'm very happy to include Daryl McCormack here. Number 8 on my list is Nicolas Cage for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I realize this is weird. I fully accept the fact that I'm nominating an actor for playing themselves, or a version of themselves. But I loved this film. I think he was great in it. I think you really have to be in on the joke in order to get the film. And for Nicolas Cage to really embrace this, to embrace the silliness, to get everything right, it's because it really isn't him. It's the version of him, but it's the version of him that the film needed, and it's great. It's just a great, fun performance, and I don't think he gets enough praise, because how do you praise somebody for being themselves? It is weird, I get that, but damn, he was good in this. So Nicolas Cage, I'm good with it. You good with it? I'm good with it. Number 7 on my list is Tom Cruise. I think I put a G on there. Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick. He's a lot better in this than I think a lot of people give him credit for. It's a solid dramatic performance. His line delivery, everything is anger. Tom Cruise he's a good actor. He really is. Yeah, you can feel the kind that it's a Tom Cruise performance, but you can say that about a lot of actors, to be honest. I mean, I had this conversation with a lot of my students when I'm like, we all love Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, but they can't hide the fact that they're Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I've yet to see a performance from them where I'm just like, who is that? Who's that person? Yeah, they kind of have their own mannerisms, and Cruise has that too. But there's a lot here to really like and to love, and I think he does a great job, actually dramatically, not just kicking ass, not just flying planes, but dramatically. The struggle that he has with a lot of the themes in the movie actually really hit, and that's why Top Gun Maverick is so damn good, and he deserves to be here. So, number 6 is debatable as to whether or not this is a lead or a supporting performance. I considered it a lead, just because. Well, I'll explain. It's Ralph Fiennes for The Menu. I mean, the film kind of centers around him. It's like all of the people are coming to his island to taste his food. He's the one that leads the whole dining experience throughout the film. Everybody answers to him. The film kind of becomes a showdown between him and Anya Taylor-Joy. So it very much feels like he is the lead. I believe he was campaigned in supporting, which is odd to me. It just feels odd. It feels like this is the lead, the male lead performance in Anya Taylor-Joy. I think it's a little bit of the cat and mouse as how you get away with this when you talk about leads. I'm not really sure the narrative even follows Anya Taylor-Joy, but in a game of cat and mouse, where you have. In a horror movie too, right? You have like the main final girl, and then you have like the killer. It's that same sort of narrative, but I just thought Ralph Fiennes was terrific in The Menu, so I'm really happy for him to be here, and I do think it's a lead performance, so I included him. Number 5 is probably going to shock some people, but I don't really give a shit. I thought his performance was fantastic, and Mason Thames from Black Phone is my number 5. I thought his performance as Finney was excellent. He goes through absolutely every emotion in the book. He carries the film, and he's a child. He's a child actor carrying a film, and a lot of times we just don't want to talk about how awesome that is, but we need to every once in a while. Every once in a while, we need to go, that kid was awesome. He was my pick also for best performance by a child actor earlier this year, so you might have seen that coming, that he would also end up in an actual category, in his actual category. But Mason Thames is one to watch. I think he's a bright talent, and I really hope to see more from him in the future. Number 4 is Mark Rylance for The Outfit. I really love this film. This was my first best film of the year. Was sitting for a long time until it actually got dethroned by The Black Phone, and then later got dethroned by other stuff. But this sat at the top of my list for a while, and Mark is fantastic. He plays a cutter. He was already named my supporting actor for Bones and All. It didn't affect his ranking here. I would have had no problem putting him as both best actor and supporting actor. But this is about where I felt like his performance was. I think ultimately I thought he was terrific, and then I watched Bones and All and was like, oh my god, he just outdid himself. So actually I think his performance in Bones and All caused his performance just to go down maybe like a notch. You know, I suddenly I was like, oh, he's really good in that. Oh my god, but he's really good in this. So that's that. Coming up number 3 on my list is probably the person that I think is going to win the Oscar this year. So it's weird that they're number 3, but it's Brendan Fraser for The Whale. At this point, you're probably wondering, you're like, who is on top of this list? I will get to that. Calm down. I liked Brendan Fraser. I understood a lot of the hype, and I think he gave a great performance. Some people feel like they had like some sort of like religious experience watching this film. I just didn't have that. But as far as Brendan Fraser, I'm really into this renaissance that he's having, where we're getting more and more great performances from him. Absolutely support it. Love it. I hope he wins. He seems like a really nice guy. I've believed in him ever since he was in School Ties. I thought he was phenomenal in School Ties, and later on he just proved again in like Gods and Monsters how great he was. So he should have been here before. This is not like some new thing where Brendan Fraser just learned how to act finally after being in the business for 30 years. He's always had talent. So number 2 is a performance that no one talked about, but I loved. And this is my runner-up. So my runner-up is John Cho for Don't Make Me Go. If you haven't seen this film, it's on Amazon. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit of a dramedy, but it also features Mia Isaac, who I had in my supporting actress top 10 for her performance this year in Not Okay. She plays his daughter, and he plays this father that finds out that he might have this terminal illness that's going to kill him. And he kind of wants to do this last thing with his daughter. He's worried about sending his daughter off into the world by herself, and all of that stuff, and it just kind of washes over him. It's one of those movies. And John Cho is such an underrated actor. It's like nobody talked about him really in any of his performances before. He just seems to always slip under the radar. I'm giving him his due. He deserves to be here. It's a terrific performance, and maybe by me putting him here, somebody will watch his film. So my number 1 is actually nominated for the Oscar this year. I don't think he's going to win, but my number 1 is Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin. This is my favorite performance from an actor this year. I've seen this film twice, and I think Colin Farrell had a great year, but I do think this is his best performance. After Yang, his performance in After Yang was also in my top 10 list for a while. It fell off a little bit ago. It's probably like 12th or 13th or something. He almost had 2 in my top 10. He had a fantastic year. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this performance. It's a great performance. I love the film, and congratulations on winning. It's such a dynamic performance. It's comedic, it's heartfelt, it's funny, it's sad, it's angry, it's everything. It's so rangy, and Colin Farrell deserves, and I'm so grateful and glad that he finally got an Oscar nomination. So that's it. Those are my top 10. Now all I have to do is picture. So hope you enjoy the list, and see me tomorrow for my favorite films of the year. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I need subscribers. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.